Hello, ladies and gents. This is Mike Headley on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. This is a podcast designed for real estate professionals who's thinking about getting a career in real estate or who's already been in the business. We'll learn some great tips and tricks from the professionals and the veterans. Continue to tune in. Hey, ladies and gents, this is Mike Headley. We are back with another fabulous, great episode on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Like I always say all the time that we have a special treat for you, but I think we got an awesome treat for the newbies in the business. Some of the seasoned ones that probably can learn as well, because sometimes we get stuck in just the way we do business. This young lady right here has been licensed for 11 months. She's an investor as well as a real estate agent in the Harrisburg area of PA, Pennsylvania. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Stefanie Kebede. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, listen. First of all, we want to thank you. And again, one thing about our show, we keep it real, we be honest. We had Stefanie scheduled actually last week, but we had technical difficulties on our side. We apologize, and here we are today. We want to thank you for being gracious enough to coming on the show.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be here.
So the first thing we do is we look at different people a social media presence, and actually one of our team members who works behind the scenes, they found you, and she said, you know something, Mike, I think she'll be great for the show to speak to some of the young agents in the game, some of the younger people, some light on. So we reached out. She's here today. Again, thank you again.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
So Stefanie, again, a good common question, and again, it's like I said, it's like a great conversation. Mm-hmm. What made Stefanie say, let me get my real estate license to become a real estate agent?
Yeah, so, I mean, people don't know, but I decided to drop out of college. I wanted to show people that you don't need a college degree in order to be successful. And at the time, I had online businesses. I was doing e-commerce, drop shipping, and I thought I was going to make a quick 6 figures from that, and that wasn't the case. Had to do like a complete mindset change, and I'm a Christian, so I just started diving into the word deeper, started trying to build my relationship with Christ and try to figure out what my purpose was in life. And at that time, I was also working 2 jobs. So I was working 7 days a week, full-time job during the week, and then part-time on the weekend. Was making money that way. And before you know it, COVID hit, and all that kind of just stopped there. So I just like sitting in my room, not knowing what to do, kind of depressed, just not knowing my purpose in life. And out of nowhere, real estate came to mind. And, you know, after watching actually a YouTube video, that's when my mind kind of changed with like wanting to be an entrepreneur and loving the entrepreneurial lifestyle. So I knew that I didn't want a 9-to-5. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss. And with real estate, that's basically, you know, what it is. So I was like, I love looking at houses. I love, you know, like I said, being an entrepreneur. So I pursued that. I told my parents, and they were all for it, and they paid for it. It was like my college, since they paid for my siblings' college. So I did that, and that's how I became a real estate agent.
Okay, well, here's my thing. Now, we got a slew of questions, but we have to unpack some of that, Stefanie. You know, you gave us some great insight there. First of all, I want to say, I know your parents are probably extremely happy because a college tuition versus a real estate course or class, way more difference. And I know he's happy about that. Now I got to dive into this part here. You said, I thought I was going to make 6-figure income, drop shipping, e-commerce. And I know some people, but I don't know personally, but I know people can do well off of that. But a lot of times, sometimes it's smoke and mirrors, right? They don't really tell you everything. And you decided to get in real estate. So you watch the YouTube video, which I call YouTube University. People need to take full advantage of it because it's free. You watch YouTube video, and that sparked it. So was it, hey, I want to do an investing, or I want to get my real estate license? Which was that? Which one gravitated you?
Yeah, so the video I watched, it was actually, I think around 2 years ago, before I even had the thought of dropping out of college.
Okay.
And it was a Graham Stephan YouTube video. And I know he had like this guy named Kevin David, I believe, and two other guys of like how we became millionaires, and they were all doing different things. One was doing drop shipping, one was doing Amazon FBA, and I'm like, okay, I got to get into whatever they're doing. You know, I want to have that financially free lifestyle. So that's what kind of just hooked me on right away, and that's what led the spark.
Okay. So you say you dropped out of college. You mind me asking, what school you went to?
So the crazy thing is I actually went to Lock Haven University, about 2 hours away from me. Okay. And I was there for 5 days just because.
Really? Okay.
It wasn't like the friends part of it or anything like that. Like, I loved the lifestyle over there. It was great. Made a lot of friends there. But when I went into class, it just didn't feel right. Like all the lectures, I felt just so upset, so depressed, and told my mom, you gotta come pick me up.
Wow.
So yeah, I came back home. Okay. And I came back home and I went to community college because my mom was like, you're not coming back home unless you're going somewhere else, because they're big traditional parents. So I went to community college for 1.5 years, and that's when I made the decision to drop out. And oh my gosh, they were so upset. It was the
I can imagine.
toughest conversation to have. Yeah.
And I would say, I think this with the power of social media, I think particularly this generation and what's coming behind you is really challenging the status quo, which they should, because you're teaching everything out of a textbook, which I'm paying this much money, I'm going to debt, but I can learn it over here for free.
Right.
Teaching anyway. That's another conversation. So
I know, yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation. Exactly.
It's crazy.
So now you're in the business 11 months, and how many closings have you had?
I had 3, and I have 1 pending right now.
Congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
Out of them 3, and usually, here at my office and any other office, sometimes I wish that an agent would get a rocky deal, because it really is the learning in that. Because if all them deals are sweet, you're not really learning anything.
Right.
Out of them 3 deals, was there any one of them that make you want to pull your hair out? Did you have any one of them?
So I would say it was the last one. Okay. There was a situation that came up with the water, and we all thought, the sellers thought that it was public water, but we would call them the township. They didn't know what it was. They thought it was public water, and it was crazy because the whole neighborhood was all public water, but this one house, we just had to really dive deeper. It turned out to be well water.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of crazy because my buyers weren't really aware of how to deal with well water. So just making sure, giving them the right information and the right tools, resources to help them with that. And thank God that the deal didn't fall through. They decided they still wanted to go go through with it. So just getting that information to defer if it's well water or if it's public water. Correct. But that would be, I would say, the biggest thing that almost killed the deal.
So let me dive into that. I'll take you as a buyer's agent.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I haven't done any listings yet, but I do have some people lined up. Okay.
Oh, they're gonna come, and once they come, you're gonna be like, oh wow, well, I should have done that. But yeah, what was the information disclosed on MLS?
Yeah, everything was public water.
Wow. So on top of that, because I know out here, was there not a well that's visibly seen?
Yeah, we couldn't see, we didn't find it at all. So it was just hard to see it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's made me ask you that. So, okay, so now that was a rocky deal, but you ended up closing. Mm-hmm. Thank God for that. Yep. Now, the first 90 days, did you have a deal your first 90 days in real estate?
No. So the crazy thing is, it actually took me 9 months to get my first deal.
9 months. We got to write that down. Okay. so 9 months to get your first deal. Were you at all swayed? Did you feel as though maybe this may not be for me, or you lost some momentum waiting for that deal to occur?
I mean, it's always going to be tough in the beginning just to build that business, and I would say like the second, third month, you start getting a little drained, and that energy starts slowing down. But I just felt like God didn't get me this far to only get me this far. I just kept building the business. And yeah, there would be some slow days, but at the end of the day, I just knew that it's going to happen. And that's why I documented the journey, just to show people that, you know, it took me 9 months, but you can get it in 2 months, you can get it in, you know, 6 months. But if it does take you 9 months, don't let that discourage you. Just keep on pushing.
You know, one thing I do admire, you haven't said, well, I think you said it one time. Do you think it's all mindset? It seems like you're alluding a lot to that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Because I'm such a big fan of that, you know, if you're heading in the game, you'll never be in the game, you know.
Right.
9 months before you got your first deal. So now you're waiting for the deal, and what system did you say that, hey, I got to implement, or I got to do some additional training or whatever it takes to get me prepared for that first deal?
I mean, for me, to get me prepared for my first deal, what made the change was actually my brokerage. So a lot of people don't know, I wasn't at the same brokerage I am at now. I had to change brokerage within 3 months of being licensed. And just making that change completely shift, you know.
Really?
The training I was getting at my previous brokerage, it wasn't helping me at all. I wasn't learning anything. But once I made that change, I had this 6-week training program, and it literally just changed the game for me and really got me on my toes of getting out there and really building the business even more.
So, okay. And I'm glad you said that, because the brokerage does have such an impact on you. I think it complements, if you're a self-starter?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh, there you got you. Okay. Because you get some people, they need that push, so to speak, right? So self-starting matched with great training, you got no choice to be a rock star.
Right.
You got no choice. But so, yeah, I definitely commend you on that.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our show. We're going to interrupt you real quickly. We are in the business of referrals. If you know someone looking to buy or sell, residential or commercial, here in the North Carolina area, refer us. We really appreciate that.
So let's shift over. We'll come back to the real estate. She has a huge impact on social media, right? And you don't mind documenting your journey. You don't mind speaking. You don't mind talking. What do you say to people who are fearful? You know, I don't have the right words to say. I don't know what to post, or to help complement their business. What do you say to that?
Right. So like in the beginning, do some minor things, you know, like even if it's a minute YouTube video or a minute post, you know, Instagram post or something like that. Start out small. You don't have to make this long-term content. Like focus on the short-term videos, such as TikTok, such as, you know, stuff like that. And once you make a TikTok, you can just reuse that content on your other different platforms. So I would just say start small and then build your way up. And that's how it is for like cold calling. I know people have a lot of fear doing that. So practice is going to make perfect.
Let me interject. Do you cold call?
Oh yeah. Well, I used to cold call all the time for the agent side of things, but now I cold call more so for like the investing side of things, but cold calling all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, first we'll get a round of applause on it. And the reason why I'm saying it is people are so fearful. They're so fearful on the other side of someone you don't know. What's the worst thing gonna do is say no, not interested.
I know.
Keep it moving. Go to the next one.
Right.
If you mind sharing, and again, we're gonna put you in the spot here, Stephanie. I'm done, though I'm on the line. I'm an investor, right? You want my business, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and go. Let me hear what you got to say.
Okay, so we're doing the investing side?
Investing side.
All right, so you pick up, I say, hey, is this Mike?
Yes, hey, this is Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, this is Stephanie, and sorry that this call is a bit out of the blue, but I just had a quick question about the property I believe you own on 123 Main Street in Harrisburg.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there if you're interested in selling at all.
Well, you know, I did contemplate it. I know this market is real hot right now, but I probably could sell it myself because I think somebody would buy it.
Oh yeah, I mean, this market's crazy. You definitely put it on the market, get a top dollar. But with our company, what we do, we will purchase the property cash just to make the process simple, pay all the closing costs to make it easy on your end, and buy it completely as is. So you wouldn't even have to put another cent to the property. But with that being said, how much were you thinking?
Oh, wow. I mean, you know, I haven't had a chance to do comps yet or sit back and come up with a number. Can I get back with you on that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Is it okay if I follow up with you next week?
I think next week is fine. What days is better?
Any day works. How's Monday at 2?
Mondays 2 is good. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. So the good thing about that, I'm gonna dive into that a little bit here, because I'm gonna shed my light on you a little bit in terms of my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've been about 15 years now, and I think definitely you did well. You narrowed me down to a date and do it to a time, so I can follow. You always had a rebuttal and objection what I had to say.
Right.
I think that small training we did is so impactful to people's business, but they don't quite utilize it. They're fearful. Have you ever was fearful just calling before or starting out?
I wasn't like super fearful. Like people get really nervous just pressing the buttons.
Correct. Exactly.
It's definitely something you have to build on. Like for my first day, I did cold call, but I only made like 40 calls. But
you made 40 calls. Okay, that's good.
Well, I was using RedX, so it was the single line dialer, so it just kept ringing, and I kind of felt drained after those 40 calls because I was new. But the second day, I went all in. I made 400 calls. Like I said, the single line dialer, so it just keeps going. But I was just building that momentum.
And what was the results out of them 400 calls?
Yeah, so typically it's like a 10% response rate. So maybe for that one was like 50 contacts.
50 contacts. Okay. So would you say that it's all in the numbers, right? The most people.
Oh yeah, it's a numbers game.
Definitely numbers game. Okay. Okay. So social media, like I said, you definitely got a presence on there. What's some of the questions that you received from clients in terms of real estate, like probably DM'd you that you was like, oh, I know that one?
I guess a lot of people ask me like, how do I buy a house? You know, what are the requirements to buy a house? So tell them like minimum credit score for FHA is a 580. You want to go conventional route since the market is, going crazy right now. You really need cash or conventional to make your offer stand out. So 620 for conventional. And I talk to them about the 2-year employment history that they're going to be looking for, and that higher income to debt ratio. So things like that, they just want to be more knowledgeable about the process and who they need to talk to first, and stuff like that.
Got you. What exactly, from a social media standpoint, platform would you rather people use, or they use all of them? Like, in other words, you have more success on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, because then I know the demographics has a big impact on that as well.
Right. And number one is actually TikTok. It's crazy. Yeah. TikTok's number one. For a second one, I would say Instagram, just because you need a way for your TikTok followers to come over to talk to you. And that's how I get a lot of my DMs. But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I like those main platforms. I don't even deal with LinkedIn.
I would say to you that don't neglect LinkedIn.
I know. I gotta hop on. I know people have been telling me.
Because these people, they got capital and they're ready to spend. What so 11 months into the business, somebody's fresh getting into the game, or they are in their pre-licensing course.
Yep.
And they come and they say, Stefanie, what do I do? I don't know which direction to do. What kind of advice?
Like right when you get into the business, like your first day?
Correct. Very first day.
First day, I'm telling you, you want to start calling for sell by owners just because you want to start getting that experience. So like just get an appointment. You want to start learning how to build your communication skills, how to, walk through the property with the seller. And I would also say, talk to other agents in your office about open houses. Because once you start doing open houses, then you can, like I said, build the communication skills even more and possibly get buyers from that.
So you would have told yourself that 11 months ago, if you had to go back and say, Stefanie, change that, don't do this. Would it have been the same thing?
Yeah, and that's what I did. I actually did that, and it helped a lot just to build that experience and get those nerves out the way. But the number one thing I would say is post on TikTok, because I didn't post on TikTok until I would say 5 months into the business. And that's actually what skyrocketed to help me get a lot of leads coming in, to help me get my name out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was huge.
Okay. So now, so let's dive into that a little bit. We saw people post on TikTok and they said, well, because you mentioned what to post. Were you more personal, business, a little more humorous? What were you that started attracting leads? We're going to get down to the specifics.
Right. So like you said, I was being personal. I was focusing on the trends. I was also giving out, education. So the main things is what I focus on is entertaining and educating my audience. And that's what just makes a video go viral. So
edutainment, that's what I call it.
Right. You gotta focus on what's trending. And say there's a trending dance out there. Okay, how can you relate this dance into real estate? So I'm like, all right, what do people need to be informed about? What are a lot of buyers asking me or sellers asking me within the real estate industry? And I'm like, oh, people want to learn about the different loan types. Let me just do a dance to this trend, put on the top, title of different loan types of real estate or different things like that. And people start questioning in the comments like, oh, can I do this? Can I do this? And when they start commenting, that just builds the engagement. TikTok pushes the video out even more. So that's my main focus, on things that are trending at the moment and whatever I can do to relate that to real estate.
Okay, let's transition that to somebody who's older. You mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21, okay. Talk to somebody who's 51 in the game. They may be hesitant about dancing on TikTok, even though people are and older. What would you say to that person?
I would say you got to get out of your comfort zone.
I like that. Get out your comfort zone.
And you got to adapt. A lot of these older experienced agents, they're not adapting with what the new generation is doing now. So that's why there's so many people that are neglecting TikTok, and it just makes it easier for you to get out there and get your name out there and get that business.
That is so true there. Like I said when we first started, is that you got to get out of them old traditions, right? Because and because things are just always evolving. So, like for example, electronic signature, right? Who knows, you could have done things electronically on your phone, Paul, signing documents. Wasn't like that when I got into the business. It's all paper. But
quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate, or you're a seasoned vet and you might want to change, new environment, you don't like the atmosphere you're in, the Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show.
So, Stefanie, we're narrowing down now, and I want to ask you, I usually ask every guest is there a question that you wish I should ask you that you would love to answer?
Let me think.
Like you caught me off guard with that, Mike.
I know.
I got you, yeah.
Like I said, try to just get the experience as much as you can by calling for sell by owners, and like talk to a network. I would say, like, to be able to also get your name out there is just network with other people. I would go on a lot of networking appointments, get some coffee with investors, with $1 million producer agents, with lenders. Just build your network. And that's how you're also going to get your name out there. And actually, another thing just came to mind is when you're getting started in the business, I highly recommend everyone do this, is add a lot of people on Facebook, on your Facebook page. And all those friends, just go through them, just keep adding people. Because what a lot of people don't know is before I even got started, I only had 40 friends on Facebook because I didn't like the platform too much.
Okay.
But when someone at my brokerage told me, you got to get more friends on Facebook. So I took that to heart. I got like over 4,000 within like 2 weeks. Just started adding people. Even if I didn't know them, I'd just start adding people, and I would go into my mutual of my friends and family.
Okay.
And after I got my license, I made a post. I got all this engagement. People knew that I was in the business, and I would message each person individually, just saying, hey, I hope you're doing well. And then just bring up something with real estate to see if they're in the process or looking to buy or sell or something like that, or if they know anyone. And some people wouldn't respond, which would be okay. But 6 months later, they're responding like, hey, I saw you message me a while back. I actually am in the market.
Okay. So here's my thing, Stephanie. You know, you kind of beat me to the punch here. Because what happens is I usually ask every guest for 2 golden nuggets. Now you got to give me 2 more. 2 golden nuggets, whether it be a scripture, a book, a poem, something that can get an agent, a newbie, or a seasoned one fired up. Go ahead and go. Give me 2 more.
Okay, 2 more. I would say also post on TikTok daily.
Daily.
You know,
post on TikTok.
Like now, but when I did post daily previously, that is really what got me to 11,000 followers in like a couple months.
We got to interject. How many followers you got?
I'm at 20,000 now.
20,000 followers on TikTok. Round of applause. Round of applause. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that 20. Oh, wow. And how many you have on other platforms? You mind sharing?
On YouTube, it's like 3,600.
3,600. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then Instagram, it's over 4,000, something like 4,000.
Got you. Are any of them being monetized?
YouTube is. Really? YouTube and TikTok. Yep.
Okay. Well, go ahead with your other golden nugget.
Yeah, so the other nugget would be on YouTube. Whenever you're making videos on there, if you're not looking to really gain a big audience, but you're just looking to, you know, be a big agent within your specific area, I just recommend making videos on like moving to Harrisburg, PA, pros and cons of Harrisburg, PA. So like make videos towards your specific market. If you're in Dallas, Texas, moving to Dallas, Texas, you know, pros and cons. So stuff like that, because when people are ready to relocate and move to your area, they're most likely going to want to watch a video and not read a whole article. And they're going to click on your video. They're going to feel comfortable with you because they see you on video. So they're already going to feel like they know you. They're going to like you and they're going to trust you and most likely want to work with you when it's ready for them to buy or sell their house.
Wow. Stephanie, you have given us so much insight and enlightenment. So we definitely want to make sure, and again, we'll have all the information that you support Ms. Stefanie. If you are looking to move or sell in the Harrisburg, PA area, she is the agent of choice. I want to thank you, Ms. Stefanie, being on the Headley Group Real Estate Show, and we will all see you all next time. You guys take care.